Shalom. Call Halal Yahweh Bashem Shai Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles. Double honors unto the elder bishops out of Connecticut. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners that look like the heathen nations. And to the Akwath that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson. And I was watching this movie Mother Android, which is what sparked this lesson. And this lesson isn't about this movie. It's just, I just decided to use this imagery as I go through, As a matter of fact, let's just go straight to the scripture and then I explain. Because this is what's happening. This is the book of Matthew. I'm pulling it up. 24th chapter. Starting around the 6th verse, and it says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrow." So this movie is just showing you, this movie, it shows you a taste of that, the beginning of sorrows, which is what's matching reality, because those famines and those pestilences, all that is upon us now. With this, with the big C word problem, and only Yahweh knows what other things are coming down the pipe. But you got AI, like in this movie. So what it says, this sci-fi thriller is a pregnant woman and her boyfriend, which is her husband. No such thing as a boyfriend if you try to outrun hordes of vengeful robots. And just like in all situations like this, it become the people who become the worst things at all, man. I've been watching the second season of The Witcher, and you got all these strange and mystical beasts that harm and destroy people, but still the number one destroyer of people are the Edomites in the movie. The Idumeans. They do more damage to other people than any creature in the damn show. All right, but you got, but in reality, you have AI threats taking over jobs, robots taking over jobs. And then you also have the AI physical threat, because that movie From Monsters to Man, that's a rough movie to watch. If you've never seen it, I highly, you watch that movie Monsters of Man, and then you watch that movie, the Black Mirror, the episode of Black Mirror called Metalhead. And you put those two things together, and guess what? They have that technology. They have those robotic looking men, and then they have those robotic looking dogs. And the way those things in both those different, productions showed you how they can hunt down and kill humans. You put them together, man. That's horrific. Spiritual power and divine intervention is going to be needed to survive what's coming. Then you got these mass judgments on these in the music industry, celebrity athletes. The one that most recent that sticks out was it's Kobe Bryant and his daughter. Then you got celebrities. All these judgments are coming down on all these people who've made these pacts, on the left-hand side. All right. Of course, I just read about the plagues and diseases, the pestilence, but you got extreme racial, political disparity, volcanoes, tornadoes, and beans, but you got volcanoes, tornadoes, fractured infrastructures of bridges and things like that, broken supply chain. Okay, that situation in Colorado right now, which I'm praying heavily because my seeds are out there. Let me go to the scriptures and I'll expound on that. But a lot of people are about to go hungry. And what's going on in Colorado right now, you got a complete trucker shutdown in that whole state. They're not delivering anything over over a very unjust decree. A young trucker, I guess he's in his late 20s, he killed 4 people in his truck. But it turns out that he wasn't, according to the truckers, what is coming from the truckers, which should be who you listen to first and foremost in a matter like this, he wasn't properly trained, and the truck that he was driving wasn't well upkept. And I can, my stepson works for some small hatters, and they do not take care of those vehicles, and his vehicles are always shutting down and things of that nature. Bald tires, just things shutting down on it. It doesn't work half the time, won't pass inspections. Safety hazards. These people operate and they don't want to spend money. All right. And as a result of this young, inexperienced driver, he ended up killing a bunch of people, and now it's leading to, and the truckers are retaliating. All right. And it's also leading to some racial disparities, because it turns out that the same thing is happening opposite, where some Caucasian drivers have killed indigenous people, of the land, because Mexicans and natives are both indigenous to that area, man. Right there in New Mexico and Arizona, you had a lot of Israelites there originally, even all the way up until Montana. But nevertheless, you have these Caucasian drivers that kill people in the same manner, and they got very light sentences and things of that nature, and people are pissed about it. All right. So, but this is Psalms 34:10, and it reads, "The young lions do lack and suffer hunger, but they that seek Yahweh shall not want any good thing." All right. So like this young couple, she's 9 months pregnant, trying to survive in the wilderness, and he's trying to protect, his family, his wife and his daughter, because they did get to see a doctor in a military camp that they were in shortly. And, before they got put out of it because of, I don't want to give away the movie. But, and when it's because it's another Jake, a wicked ass Jake, coward. But, they were able to find out the sex of their daughter. All right. But, being hungry and being on the road, this is the worst position you could possibly be in any situation like that. All right. To have a pregnant woman or infant. I don't know which is worse. All right. Matter of fact, the baby being born is even worse, because now you got 2 bodies to worry about. At least in this stage right here, the bodies are still joined together. You only have to watch out for the one at this point, But let's grab another scripture. Let's go to Psalms 84:11. And it reads, "For Yahweh power is the sun and shield, and Yahweh will give grace and glory. Good thing will he with no good thing will he withhold from them that walk uprightly." So I'm praying, that my son's out there doing the work, that the Lord will take care of them, And so I'm just gonna have, and also the brothers up in Denver and their families as well, you got GMS Denver out there. So I'm praying for those brothers as well and their families, man, because we don't know what this situation in Colorado how it's gonna turn out. But I do know one thing, that what's going on in Colorado, no matter the circumstance, that's going to spread everywhere. Eventually, that's going to be the whole country. And see, the rest of the country, unless you got family there or friends there, you're not going to be thinking about it or worrying about it. All right. Because if you got no connection to the state, it's out of sight, out of mind. All right. But eventually, what's happening there is going to be everywhere. All right. I just saw a story too where I was watching I believe it was Elder Bishop Inop's video, and they were showing how some people in in New York got arrested for trying to spend money at Applebee's. Not steal, not, grab a meal and eat a meal and try to dash or whatever, dine and dash. But they were actually trying to buy a meal and got arrested. And if that, those draconian measures, man. And so and all the people who are sauced up, they'll this all gonna be in vain, because they're already saying that that's not gonna help with the new variant, and it wasn't even helping with the second new variant. People were still getting that, even though they were double sauced, and people were double sauced and sauced and with the uplifter kit, and there was a trip that was done on a specific cruise line where all the people were double sauced and uplifted, and yet you still had a breakout of the pestilence among them. All right, so it's like, what's the point in but anyway, things are gonna just continue to get bad, man. All right. Yeah, matter of fact, I think I'm gonna play that truckers. I think I have that sound bite. Let's see if I can get it when the trucker goes in on what happened. Yeah.
Anyone that lives in Colorado, I'm gonna just tell you right now, ain't nobody gonna deliver from the whole country to Colorado. So anything y'all get from out of state, y'all ain't gonna receive it until probably February. Food, yeah, you're not getting that. You gotta go out of state to go get that shit, because nobody's gonna deliver in Colorado. Nobody's gonna drive there either. Nobody's gonna drop something off down the street. Nobody is gonna drive that drives a semi in Colorado, due to the protest that's going on because of the ridiculous sentence caused by a real negligent employer for not training them, and not only not keeping up with maintenance on their trucks. They gave this boy a ridiculous sentence, 110 years. Yes, there was fatalities. Yes, there was a bunch of people injured due to this crash. I don't think that boy deserved 110 years as a sentence. He was green. He was barely learning. 26, 28 years old. Not sure exactly how old he is.
That's an unrighteous decree.
He's young, bro. He doesn't deserve that. So, if you live in Colorado, I would suggest you leaving Colorado to go get whatever you need.
You hear that?
Yeah, there's nothing at Walmart.
You hear that? And I've been looking at, and all the stores are empty. The videos have been coming in, man. So this is like a trucker thing, nationwide. They're like F Colorado, because the truckers are banding together like it's a hit against them because of the way they did this driver. And you get to the point where people just fed up with the bull. You add things like this, coupled with all the other things, the never-ending things that keep happening to people, restrictions, and fines and judgments, and people are just getting fed up, man. And it's just it's to the boiling point where things are going to boil over and start a grease fire, And then someone's going to try to, without wisdom, without understanding, is going to try to throw water on that grease fire, and it's just going to spread and burn down the whole damn house, man. And that's where we're headed. Things are about to get really bad. And I said things were going to get bad. The spirits has been dictating it. And we know that they only holding back from their totalitarian methods until after the holidays over. So come after the June. I mean, not June, but January. Come around the 2nd or 3rd. Expect things to start kicking in, and more resistance against mandates. It's getting ready to get really. That dark winter is about to set in, man. So we're gonna get to that point till we're about to find out who the people of the Lord really are, and you people who scoff the truth, who scoff the prophets, You wives of the prophets that are not in order. You women, former wives of the prophets who left them or scoffed them or gave them all kind of problems. Yeah, we're about to find out. We're about to see what's what. But let's go to Revelation 21. And I'm going to read verse 23 through 25. And it reads, "And the city had no need for sun, neither of the moon to shine it, for the glory of God did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof. And the nations of them that were saved shall walk in the light, and the kings of the earth do bring glory and honor unto it, and the gates of it shall not be shut all day, shall not be shut all by day, for there shall be no night there." So this is the fight that we're fighting for, to get to this plenteous time where our gates are open continually. And Salakia, my throat's a little I'm getting over something, and it's all coming out now. But it's this what I'm reading about right now is basically when the kingdom is set up. All right, but that's how it's going to be for the people of the Lord. And then the Lord said, that his elect, they're going to eat during this terrible time that we're about to head. And then he just simply said we're going to eat when everyone else is not eating. We're going to eat. In fact, let me go to Genesis 15 and 1, and it reads, "And after these," Genesis 15 and 1, "and after these things the word of Yahweh came unto Abram in a vision, saying, Fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy exceedingly great reward." Man, so we're looking for that reward, and trusting in the Lord to sustain us in these days to come, because the smart ones, they got a little food, a little water, and things of that nature, some medicines and some things, been anticipating this. All right. But with all that means nothing if the Lord is not on your side, man. All right. And there's some brothers who have nothing at all, but the Lord said that they're going to eat. All right. And I'm going to believe on the Lord, man. Why? Because this is upon us. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 4. And that's the situation in this movie, on the screen. And that's another thing to show you losing too. All right, how Chloe Grace is and that's Algie Smith. It makes me wonder if he's Will Smith's son, his other son. I don't know. I'm just speculating because he does kind of look like him, and he's a pretty good actor. But definitely, Chloe has been ingesting and receiving BBC juice. All right, that's another way how you see the ears losing, man, because it's like one of the beloved brothers said. I was talking to Batacula yesterday, and Batacula, he said a statement that I've heard him say before, and it made way too much sense, especially when they're at work, and they, one of their places of employment is at, is one of the many White Castles that's here in Chicago. That's kind of an inside joke, but some of the brothers, know what I'm talking about. But when you go to the White Castle, the Idumean woman is choosing Jake, man, both Northern and Southern Kingdom. Esau can flash all the money that he wants to, but see, the thing is now you've given them their own money, and you've given them all this freedom and that money. So their miscegenation laws have been pulled back. See, when you go back to the 1600s, they set all these laws in place which punished them for being with Jake, which is how Eve began to get them in the first place. Because prior to those miscegenation laws, and I would suggest you go look them up, and I'll give you an example of some of them. Jake couldn't buy property, couldn't own a firearm, couldn't take an Edomite to court, had, didn't have the same, didn't have the right to votes, and just a whole bunch of things, which made him no longer the first choice, because during that time frame in the Americas, as these Idumean women and other women were getting off the boats, they were choosing the copper-colored men who had already built their own cabins or whatever, even some that were in servitude but were working every day. They were choosing to be with them. All right, until he set all these laws up to set himself above, and that's how he became the man. That term, the man. That's how he did it. All right. But they're losing, and so now it's in reverse, because now you've given these women all this power with all these degrees and these things, like, now that they got the money and they don't need you anymore, they don't need your money, they don't need your approval, they're going after what they really want. And so, these Idumeans are losing, man. And then and Jake, I don't really, I don't personally deal with Becky like that. I have in the past, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't, but I do not blame or hold a grudge or any anger toward a brother that does, especially when you deal with, because the majority of our women just ain't right. Let's just be honest, man, and especially the Judite woman, which for a lot of Southern Kingdom, most Southern Kingdom men love their women. All right, you got this thing going on where there's this war between the Judite male and the Judite woman, but it wasn't the Judite male that turned on the Judite woman. It was the other way around. Let's just be honest about it. Let's be the truth. Look, you would never see a video of a Moabite woman making videos down in her men. You'll never see that, or a Japhetic woman or Ishmaelite woman. You will never see that. All right, but you will find a million videos of the Judite woman doing it about her own men. All right, and you got a lot of Jake out there that's clowning and going back and forth with them. But you have to understand that whole red pill, MGTOW, go thy own way, mad bus driver, if you never heard of him. That whole sentiment is a result of Eve's alignment with the Idumeans. And that's just to be brutally honest, the brutal, honest truth. All right. And a lot of Northern Kingdom women have subscribed to it as well. All right. But let me get 2nd Ezra 6:24. Um, 6:24, and it reads, "And at that time shall friends fight one against another, as you saw in this film and in many others like it, like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, and the springs of fountains shall stand still." No water, man. No matter what, be it Black Summer, the Walking Dead, or whatever movie about these apocalyptic times. What was the one with Denzel? The Book of Eli. No matter what the movie, resources was the main thing that people were fighting over. All right. Food, water, and that third resource is women. All right, because you notice the men in power always had multiple women. What was that character Regan, or not Regan? What was his name? Hegan, or what? Negan in The Walking Dead. He had all those wives, all those concubines. Men would join the camp and then join his camp and then play and he's like, well, look, I saved you and your wife. But I need your wife to be mine. And in order for you're gonna work for me, but you're gonna give your wife up to me. And that way, and then a lot of them, they were cool with it. A lot of them wasn't cool with it, but they did it anyway. Personally, I would have left, took my chances on the road. Said, well, then me and my wife gonna die together, because I'm not about to work for you while my wife's laying up in your bed at night. All right, and I'm alone. That's some unmanly shit. All right. But it's about to get bad out here, man. And we're going to find out who the Lord's with. So with that, I give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakak Badash, Wa Abba Babal, Kwam Yasharallah.